Hello and welcome to episode 28 of our Timberborn Update 5 playthrough with the Iron Teeth here in our Mega Build playthrough. Right at the start of Cycle 37, Day 1. Last time, we put in a couple more of these flywheels, or at least they're in the process of building this one. Got a little bit more in the way of treated planks to take care of. And then we also continued to fix various things around our entire upstairs here, if you want to call it that. And today we're going to, well, continue doing a whole lot more than that. We got plenty to get done, including getting some track laid for our trains, because eventually we are going to have all of this connected by trains. We did put a few down here a couple episodes back, but we will continue that process. It's going to take a long time, so don't expect to see trains this episode, maybe not even next episode, actually running. But we do have to do the groundwork. Groundwork, get it? Because it goes on the ground. Anyway, we have to get that done, or it's not going to be done. So we will be working on that, as well as continuing to divide our second tier here into two separate districts. We can't really at this exact moment because we have so much metal to get rid of in this one corner. But actually, no, I think we might be able to... Nope, this corner is just the same. So we very much do need to take care of that. So let's go ahead and just get these guys going on getting the metal out of here. Give them a little bit of a storage space here for some scrap metal, and then we'll do the same in this corner. Although they do have a lumberjack flag, it looks like this guy's all finished, so he can go do something else. And then we will pop in a couple of these guys, and by a couple I mean 4 of them, and then give them a storage as well, just so they can work on that in their spare time. So, I did run a poll for the names of the districts that are going to be the second tier here, and to absolutely nobody's surprise, Woody McWoodville from Brandon Callan ended up winning first place. So that's what we're going to name this one. This is District 3. Of course, you know, you give the internet a way to name something in this style, and they're going to do it. So that's fine because it's still funny. Second place ended up being Beaverwood Forest, which is also a good name from, I believe, Darth Yetgon is how that's pronounced. So that will be when this other side gets turned into its own district. That will be what that's ended up naming itself. So right now everything's looking good. We've got this all set up quite nicely. Woody McWoodville will be the one that directly connects at least to Body McBotville over here until we have everything else taken care of. But wanted to go ahead and get that out of the way while we go and take care of everything else, because there is, again, quite a lot to take care of here. Got lots to get done. Now, we also have been in recent episodes fixing our food preparation and storage up here. We've got plenty of storage now for pretty much every type of raw crop. We've got, we have 1,200 storage for the coffee beans. That would be, I believe, right here. They're in the process of fixing all of that. We moved our hydroponic gardens over here, and I think that's probably about all we're going to need in the way of that for quite some time. So that frees up a tiny bit of space up here if we decide to move our medium warehouses that have the mushrooms and the algae out of this area. We do have plenty of storage. We got 2,400 for the algae, and down here 2,400 for the mushrooms as well. We probably don't need that much. In fact, I'd venture to say we definitely don't need that much, but we might want to keep these in place anyhow, just for the time being. I'm not entirely sure what we're going to end up doing, but if we do want to put power right here, a set of 4 of these large power wheels, we will have to connect that somehow. And currently there isn't anything that can transmit said power. We just have these paths going over the top here to connect things. So we could probably pretty easily replace this path with just a line of power shafts coming down here to connect, but we're not at that point yet, and honestly we probably won't need that much power. These guys, oh, these are disconnected. Why is that? They shouldn't be disconnected. I thought we had fixed all this. So that's connected properly to all the batteries. So is that. That is not... Ah, it's because they couldn't build these. Okay. Well, I'm glad we caught that before it was too late, because that's going to be a problem if that goes unchecked. So let's just do that real quick. Let's put in some platforms here so they can just get over there and build these. That is completely disconnecting the upstairs from the downstairs, and we don't want that. Well, I don't want it. You might, but I decidedly do not want that. We also have a lot of stuff left to build to complete this upper ring. We have all of these wind tunnels and Ferris wheels and all sorts of fun stuff like that. And we have not yet built motivatoriums, which I've deliberated extensively on how to actually accomplish. That and mud baths as well. Not entirely sure what to do about those either, the way that stuff is lined up. We might have to get a little bit creative with how stuff is set up. But suffice to say, we've got plenty to keep ourselves occupied. There are also several of these pieces we have not built out with our barracks yet. This needs to be barracks, and this does as well. We only have 17 free beds currently, so we are going to get pretty quickly very filled up in the way of capacity here. I also have been attempting to replace these breeding pods with the advanced breeding pods, but I want to catch these after they've finished making a beaver and not before. So we will we'll take care of that. But we do need to continue expanding these things right here. Make sure stuff is powered correctly, although the way this is going, I don't think you want to watch me build another, what, 8, 10 of these things? Whatever the math ends up working out to. I think it might actually only be 6 more of these. But, yeah, it should be, because 2 per side. So if we do that this episode, we're probably going to time-lapse it, because let's be honest, you guys, it's episode 28 of this. You've seen quite enough of the same stuff day in and day out, so we want to make sure that we are being respectful of your time and also not taking too much time to just do garbage. All right, 45 treated planks out of 120. It seems this has stalled somewhat. I do have an importing place here for the treated planks, so I'm not sure exactly what the holdup is on these. It could be because our intermediary district here, Woody McWoodville, does not have storage for treated planks. In fact, I'm imagining that's probably exactly what the problem is. So I just need to find a good place to put those, because we do have our wood workshops here, and we know we have some in place. They're just not being moved. Yes, lag. Thank you. Up here we have storage for 110 in Beaverburg 15. So I'll tell you what we'll do. This is currently set to empty. I don't really have any more storage down here for water because this is all bots, and they don't really need any water storage. Plus, we have 14,000, so I'm not going to let that ruin my life here. We're just going to quietly demolish this after I make sure there's no biobeavers stuck in here. There is not. And we are going to take our water that has gone on the ground, and we'll just make it so that these guys can come pick up everything else, and then the water will get removed. But I do need to put a storage for the treated planks here because this is where they get made. Even if we don't have enough right now, we probably should keep track of this. So that's going to be treated plank storage, and that's going to be regular plank storage, and we can continue putting in additional wood workshops once we get to that point. But we have a severe understaffing problem. We're missing 34 in this district, and in this district we have an extra 12. So let's go ahead, come in here to migrate our population, and we're just going to raise our minimum in Woody McWoodville to 165. That ought to make that happen. And then maybe we'll see some bots come back and work at a couple of these places. Who knows? Time will tell. But we'll go ahead and go into turbo mode. Yes. The slideshow frame rate. But we got to get some stuff done here. So they're going to take care of that. Once this is constructed, it looks like it's getting kind of there. We'll get these treated planks passed through down to our bottom district. And we'll get the large vertical frame flywheel put in, as well as, yes, a number cruncher for those of you who are in love with these things. It was time. It was time, because we are using science for our bot control towers and all sorts of fun stuff like that. Yeah, so now that we actually have storage for these, we can do supply there, prioritized by haulers. There we go. And then they should be able to send this across at our district crossing. I just need to make sure that I don't have import specifically disabled here. No, it says always import. All right, that's what we want to see. And these guys should be doing that once we get around to actually moving things over. But that is what this is waiting on. That's why that hasn't been built yet. And that's why this hasn't been completely reconnected. thankfully, these still have power, but we're going to be in a pretty bad spot if everything is not fully connected up here. All right, I'm going to take that out of 3 times speed just so we can see a little bit better. But this is not the same area that I was... There it is, right here. Those both have been built. This is now connected to the enormous battery charge approaching 750,000 HP. Love to see that. Yep, progress continues, no matter how slow. We just need to have enough bots to do all of this stuff. It just never ends, man. Never, ever, 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 ever ends. Got so much going on, and these stupid bots won't charge themselves. That's probably what our problem is, honestly. They just wander the wasteland in search of power without any sort of guidance whatsoever. We do need more charging stations, and I hope that they can actually, you know, find them. It just seems to be a little bit of a slow thing. They won't do it while they're doing a job, so they got to go lumbering along at minimum possible speed to make sure they can stay charged. Yeah, we're probably going to need to do something that is not how this is set up. So I guess we'll get that all figured out. But I digress. We have quite a lot of other stuff to take care of. We don't need to be focusing so much on that. In fact, we have track to build, and we know we have access to all of this all at the same time. So that's not going to be an issue. Just need to make sure that we have everything we need. Now this says it's too far, so we might have to actually do that. But this corner piece right here. Oh, did he finally fix this? Oh, thank you so much for fixing this. It used to be this is a complete 2x2. It wouldn't let you do anything in the corner. So that's very good to see that. But I don't think this is going to allow to get over here in some of these corner pieces. Yeah, we'll have to fix that. But that does give them stuff to do. And I know they can reach all of these. That is not going to be a problem. Because we have, well, paths going absolutely everywhere over here. But that was why, if you remember, if I can find the corner. Wow. 0 for 4. That's why I didn't plant anything here. Because this was supposed to have the 2x2 corner track that I knew was going to need that space. But now it doesn't matter. Now I can have a tree there anyway. So I guess we will... we'll just let this plant itself. Why not? Was holding out this whole time. It does still take up that for the actual construction, though. It has a little thing there, so maybe that's still a thing. I don't know, but I do feel like we need to make sure this is adequately prepared. I will go ahead though and put our crossing tracks where these paths intersect, just because. We probably are going to want to have those at some point in the future. We just have a whole lot of stuff going on. This does take a lot of planks, yes. So we will need to make sure we're being diligent about that. But I know if I put this down now, it's going to become something that we can not have to worry about so much later. So that will be a crossing right there. This eventually, with the idea of having all of this built, I don't know if we're actually going to build out here, but I need to make sure that we are prepared to, in case we want to. All of that like that will be a-okay. If they can't build it, too bad. We'll come back and do it later. But just want to get some sort of something started so these guys have, well, something to do. Now, which one of these had the district center? Was it this one? Nope. All right. I always go to the wrong one first. It's fine. Still have 25 empty jobs. These guys are still looking for chargers, which they will find, hopefully. That is kind of why we built this, because they always want to go to the district center when they're out of charge, but they seem to be just kind of wandering around anyway. Still at 45. I don't know what it is. Do not know what the deal is, why we don't have any treated planks here. That really should be an absolute no-brainer to have treated planks, unless we can't import across into this district. Aha, aha. So that needs to be constantly importing, but the problem we're going to run into is that it's going to probably also try to constantly import from this district, which it needs to not. So I just need to get them out of this top district, because I know we're not producing them up here. That's not the issue. We just have them stored up here, And yeah, that one right there. And that needs to go away. Got to get those things out of here. But first we have to actually get stuff imported. Get these things staffed, but we don't have enough bots. I've got 8 extra bots. Why is that? I shouldn't have any extra bots up here. We should be utilizing these appropriately. What have we automated? What have we not automated? Let's take a check here. Take a check. That doesn't even make sense. Let's see. The water pumps have been automated. Yep. Got 32 of those. Yeah, you know, we probably really don't need 32, but we have them, so I guess that's fine. Farmhouses have not. Fluid dumps probably should be automated. Yeah, I guess it's just the pumps. That's probably it. But they would benefit massively from having the hauling posts automated. We just don't have enough bots for that yet. Inventors obviously don't need to be a thing. Probably can just go ahead and get rid of the inventors, honestly. Now that we have the well, once the thing is constructed, we'll have the number cruncher. Yeah, you know what? I guess for right now, our minimum is 35. Let's make the minimum 32. And send 3 over to Woody McWoodville. Send those guys down there, because I know they've got to have quite a bit more going on than they currently do. Got plenty to accomplish. Have we gotten any more of these? Come on, man. We still have not been importing these. That is such a huge pain. That is an enormous pain. I don't know why. Do not know why. Well, let's make, I guess let's just make some more in the wood workshop then. I was trying to avoid that, but, oh, now I've got some. Are they just now doing this? Okay. Well, we needed to have that working anyway. But hopefully now we'll see this come across. I might have to turn off automatic import in Woody McWoodville. You guys are going to get a kick out of me saying that every 5 seconds, aren't you? Yeah, because that is ideally going to be completely empty up here. There's still 23. I guess they're going to be working on it. Okay, yeah, they are grabbing some. It just takes a long time, you know, the process, etc. So we'll let them take care of that. How's our track construction going? Wow, wow. They're building this quickly. I'm very surprised. I did not think it was going to go that fast. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's keep that party going here. Let's just place a whole bunch more of this track down as much as we can. Why not? That needs to be a crossing. And then I'm not going to have all of these things go all the way through, but some of them, yes. Some of them, yes. We'll have to take care of that. Well, this is great if they're going to build this track that fast. Trains probably still aren't going to work right until we have multiple districts. That is not the fault of the mod. That is just how it has to work. But we'll try and see what we can get done. Obviously, they still have plenty more to be building here. But I am very, very excited by this. Oh, and somebody did mention in the comments last time that I have inadvertently deleted the illegal side platform piece, which we will go ahead and immediately add back, and then summarily cover with the train corner. Well, once that's actually constructed. My God, this takes 25 planks and 22 logs to build. That can't possibly be right. These take... Okay, never mind. Alright, you know what? I guess I can kind of see it. It's got the weird architecture garbage going on with the triangles and stuff. That's not architecture, it's engineering. You know, I ought to stop using that voice, because I think it makes people think that I think they're stupid, which is not the case. It just needs to be distinct from me talking to you in my voice. So I'm not trying to make fun of people. That's just how it ends up coming out, unfortunately. Let's come back over here. How are we doing on extra bots? 9! Okay. I don't know why I said 9 like that. But, now, friends, we can have Woody McWoodville go up to 175 bots. Do we have, we only have 9. Only 9 that are unworking. Jobs unfilled. Why do I still have 3 unemployed bots? Okay, good. It's not there. It's not here. That means we already have 3 extra bots here? Really? I guess, I mean, we probably should have more stuff happening down here. But, Oh, good. They actually have almost all the treated planks. We're just waiting on the one to come in, and then this guy is going to have 25 metal blocks, 100 gears, and 30 planks, which we have. Yes, we do. Cool. So now this can finally be connected halfway through the temperate cycle. Hopefully we can get a little bit more charge going through here. And a couple people are asking why in the world I have floodgates here. Because I wanted to keep the water level high enough where it wouldn't all just get lost somewhere else. I don't really know. But I do know I need to have these here. If I lower it too much, like lower this all to 1.0, then too much of the water is going to flood out and make it so that these aren't having anything going out of them. But at the same time, we don't have anything, you know, stuck here, so it doesn't matter, I guess. Well, if you're this far into this series, you know very, very well to do as I do not say and do not do, because oftentimes I'm incorrect, but we have fun anyway. The power output has not really increased that much by me lowering this. I think is what some people were kind of concerned about, like, oh, you could be making a whole bunch more power. No, not really. It's making 600 apiece. 600 apiece. If I raise this up to 1.5, which is where it was, well, it's going to surge a little bit because of the water getting shoved around, but it's making essentially the same, maybe slightly less. Of course, now as soon as I say that, it goes down to 400, but it's, yeah, it was not as big of a deal as you thought it was. It's like, this one's making 600 something. I don't know. Fluid dynamics are not something that I fundamentally grasp extremely well, which is astounding considering how much of this game that I've played. But let's put up to 180 here. That should pretty much get us most of the way. Only have a couple jobs left that have not been filled. But now this is making, every hour it's making 10 science points. And these guys up here, which we need to get rid of so we can do more food processing, every hour they make 1, and I have 14 of these. So this already, those 14 have pretty much been rendered useless by this one single number cruncher. So I'm going to keep making these. I can nest these, yes, I know, but I don't have anything to build these on top of, so I'm just going to kind of do this. I'm just going to build another one of these, and that should take care of our science needs. Hopefully, maybe we have to build more than that, but I don't know, man. We're just going to get it done. And we'll get rid of all these. I don't know what I was about to say. I almost wanted to say delicious, but that's not what this is. I guess if you're a beaver and you want to eat wood, then that's going to taste good. Pointless is maybe the correct term to be using here. But yeah, we now have the opportunity to duplicate this thing on the other side. Do we need to? Probably not. Am I going to anyway? Yeah, probably. We just have got so much going on over here. We got, let's see, cassava, mushroom, badgers, etc. Mushrooms, and then mushrooms because we have these on soybeans. So if we take a look at our raw materials, we have plenty of cassava. We've got, well, we got 1,000 mushrooms, and we've got a lot of soybeans. So I'm thinking we might need to have a couple more for soybeans. But if you look at the actual finished goods, we have 2,200 fermented soybeans. So we're almost at capacity with that. Just about. What we're not at capacity with is the fermented cassava. So I think it would behoove us to go ahead and just build up a whole bunch of, well, first of all, they got to get these logs out of the way, get those cleaned up. But let's future-proof just a touch here and get these guys popped in here. We have that like so. Then we have this like so. We just need to have a power connector in between that. I'm not going to worry about doing this mess again because, well, we don't need the power on the side. It just has to connect here. But possibly in the interest of making things look nice, we may come in the future to take care of that. We also need to make sure that we have this installed. That's going to make that possible as well. So actually this should be universal just in case. Just in case we get there. So what I will propose now is that this becomes soybeans. This becomes soybeans. And then this is cassava, cassava, cassava. No, cassava, cassava, mushroom. So this one, cassava, cassava. How many more times can I say that before I go completely insane? Oh, that sound. Can we please have a building mute button? Zero mechanics for people who even know my videos exist. That's fine. Mushrooms, mushrooms. This, I guess, you know what? That needs to be, yeah, no, mushrooms is fine. Cassava, cassava. Cassava. Actually, you know what? No, we're going to have stuff make sense. Cassava, cassava. This can be soybeans. These isolated ones. Because then we have all that taken care of. Alright, so now we have to put in the paths. Make a whole bunch more intersections that will probably cause lag, but that is okay. And there we go. We have effectively doubled our food processing abilities. And we have easy access right here to the canola oil tanks. But, you said, or you said, I said, that you said, that I said, we had to have the soybeans next to the canola oil. It's fine. It's close enough. That's not going to be a big deal. Because the cassava do not require the soybean oil, and neither do the mushrooms. They just ferment in water, apparently. But, I guess that's okay. Is this empty yet? No. Somehow. We still have treated planks. Got to get these things out of here. But these have now all been constructed. We should be having a net positive science. 33, 33, 31. Okay, so it's still a net negative. 25. Oh, yikes. 23. But I feel like it keeps kind of going up. 33. Okay, well, all right. If the 13K changes to 12K, we're going to know we're in trouble. But I think we've kind of balanced it. I think. Okay, so batteries are still discharging. We need to make more power. Everything's connected, right? Like, we're not... Yeah, so we need to click Never Stop These Generators, which I've been told is in the Power tab, which I never think to look at. But, there's not an option for that, is there? Oh, jeez. I have never looked at this, so this is probably not me doing this correctly, but which one of these are engines? Or does it have to be a separate thing for power generation? Because that's housing, workplaces, storage, just power. That's a wheel. That's an engine. That's prioritized by haulers. I wish I could have these separated by... these are power wheels. I got a lot of power wheels. Got these things. Yeah, the sortable... This would be nice if this was sortable. But I don't see... I don't see the rest of these engines in here. We just have that many things using power, huh? Yeah, I'm going to have to still click on all of those to say never stop, and that's going to be a very annoying sound. Yeah, alright, so, no way around it. We're just going to have to click. Constantly. And the annoying sounds begin again. Yeah, that's probably what the issue is. Because if these just run continuously, click, thank you, then we're going to be able to actually, you know, store power instead of them just turning off. It is nice to have that option, I guess. I didn't click that other one, did I? Yep. Alright, more sounds. Alright, hopefully that's the end of it. And we have all of these engines turned back on. Let's check our power. Yeah, see, now look at this. Yeah, that's what I want to see. We want to charge these batteries with extreme precision here. Get these things going as fast as possible. This seems to be about holding steady. We're going to have to make more of these control towers. I do know that for sure. We don't have any on the other sides here. And that is probably not what we want to be doing. We probably want to have as many of these as we possibly can. So that's another thing that we need to be coming in here. Get rid of these tooth grindstones and instead put in, just because that's an easy place for them to go. And it is an unnecessary infrastructure for the bio beavers, who no longer need to ever come in here. Just one by one, click and replace, assuming the game lets you do it, and then we'll have to go put them back on top of the paths. But this is going to be a... Oh, wrong fingers on the wrong buttons. Going to have to be a good enough start. We're also going to need to put grease tanks all over the place because, well, the bots need the grease. Need that lubrication. So let's put in... Yes, platforms. Going to be nice and easy here. Ah, but we have the problem over here because we have these guys. Well, that's not really a problem. I can just make it higher. It's just going to be kind of... Just going to be a little ugly. Just a touch. Just a touch. But that should end up being okay. We'll just do all this at once. Because why not? That... how did I have that on this other side? I already forgot. Okay, so that was on this side. Okay. Probably do need both over here in the corner as well. We'll see what happens, but I just need to make sure that I'm putting these in all the spots before we get too carried away. That's going to be there as well. Fortunately, the bots don't care about anything else in terms of decorations, so we will just zoom right on through that bit. There, and there. A little overkill in the coverage, but it's going to work out quite nicely when all of this is, in fact, covered. So just little things that are going to keep the bots a little happier. Well, if bots even experience emotion whatsoever. But that is going to go a long way in terms of the quality of what we have going on here. And we forgot to finish this, so let's just wrap that up real quick. Put those in. And then maybe we can think about what goes in the corner. Check in on our train construction. And then see what else we're going to get into. So that coverage looks pretty good for right now. If I were to put... Oh, it's not going to let me. But I think... If I do these two right here, that should give me pretty much 100% coverage. Except for the very corner, but you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, nice. It also covers this. Good. So that will be, I guess, the last little bit of what we are going to have to do here. So that'll go there. That'll go there. This eventually will become, I believe... Well, maybe we'll keep the engines here. But we're going to have to figure something else out for land usage. But that's going to be real nice to have these almost 100% covered. Yeah, I'm going to have to get a little creative in this corner because this isn't quite available yet, but we can, at the very least, put that one in place. And then once the rest of this gets brought up, it's going to be hopefully a nice, easy thing. Yeah, let's get these paths out. Just so we can try to build a little bit more of this. But I'm very impressed with how quickly a lot of the track is being laid. It's so much easier to do this from the side versus just through a tiny little thing, one piece at a time, because that takes forever. And doesn't make for very entertaining videos. I don't think. I don't know. You guys might like the suffering, but I don't think that's what we're striving for. This actually should have been replaced with a crossing track. So let's do that. Everything else is looking pretty good. They've got some nice segments here. Yeah, we just have to take care of the rest of this. We have to build the bridges as well. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to build these number crunchers, because if you remember from a couple episodes back, the steel bridges with tracks, the larger ones, actually consume science actively every hour. So you need to make sure that you have enough science. We're going to have to build a couple more of these number crunchers. But for right now, it seems to be working. Very slightly increasing. Obviously, that's going to go down as we have more of these towers constructed. So let's get ahead of things and correctly pick our stuff here. Put one more number cruncher up here. If I were just a little bit smarter with this, I could have offset these by 1 and had this be nice and even. In fact, you know what? We have enough science, and I'm stupid enough. Let's do it. Let's just offset all of these by one. After I have them come pick up all the pieces here. Yeah, come get all that stuff and start building this one guy. It's nice to have things centered. That's really the only defense I have for this. It's literally just it's nice to have things be centered. But the battery storage, batteries, large vertical framed flywheels, call them by their government name, is actually increasing pretty substantially. Which is going to be nice to see. They're going to be charged in about 21 hours, which we know for sure we're going to have more time than that in the temperate season, so that's not going to be an issue. Too far from the district. Ah, yes. I need the path. Yep, now I have the path. Now they can actually come and do all this. Yeah, we'll get this nice and symmetricalized, I guess, is going to be the correct way to say it. And then we'll come back and put the rest of this up. Because, again, we have tons of science. We just can't forget about it, or it's going to be a huge problem. But for now, I think we're fine. So we need to work on getting some other stuff situated if we want to have our separate district set up. That's probably not going to be this episode. Because the crossover for the district is going to be pretty much right here. This one path. I believe, yeah, we're going to want to keep that in there, and then in this corner, when this gets completely filled up, or not filled up, completely stripped out rather, and built on, we'll put that there. And that'll pretty much be the only crossover between the two districts, is right here in that other spot that I just showed you. Keep things nice and simple. And then, of course, the top district can trade with these guys. But probably not a whole lot of trade going to be going on, if we're being perfectly honest. We just got a lot to take care of here. So we have 7 empty jobs, vacant jobs, 5 extra bots. So, Woody McWoodville, I'm going to go ahead and set up to 185. Should get all those guys in there. And now there will just be those few, or the single unfilled job. Oh, because they have 6 incapacitated bots. Well, they'll take care of that pretty quick. I think we might be in okay shape. Alright, so they, still cannot say it's too far from a district. Oh, because the bottom's not... Wow. Okay. All right. Problem solved. I probably didn't need to build this huge path here or anything, did I? No, it doesn't seem like I did. But let's get these... Oh, look at them. They're running in. They're excited. They're little bot brains. Come grab all the materials. Get these things out of here. So we can continue to build all of the fun stuff with the number crunchers. Just come get this stuff. No storage for planks or metal blocks, huh? Is that how it's going to be? I guess that actually is how it's going to be. All right, so that goes away. That goes away. And I'll just keep on building over this way. I mean, they're going to end up using it eventually anyway. We just have to, you know, actually get them to come and take it. All right, so they're going to take care of that. We are going to, of course... put in the rest of the number crunchers. But again, we have plenty of science. Not an issue in the slightest. There's still stuff on the ground here, which is logs, because there's no storage space available for logs. We're going to do a little bit more building here, so they're going to definitely use the logs. But I think, in the interest of your personal sanity and mine, it's time to time-lapse and build the other sets of barracks, just like we have here. Put those here, and then possibly continue building these little entertainment complexes. So that's what we'll do. It will probably take me a decent bit of time, and we'll probably go into the next part of the cycle anyway, but I'm sure you don't want to watch this get done in real time, because it's probably not going to be quick. Anyway, I will see you on the other side of that one, and hopefully that is an interesting thing for you. Alright friends, the bad tide has begun, and we've actually managed to get a pretty decent amount of our construction complete that we queued up prior. This corner is still mostly unbuilt, but we do have all of the housing ready to go. We have a total of 512 spots for beavers. They're currently working on fixing the rest of our little recreational areas, but yeah, we're looking pretty good, and the bad tide has begun. So hopefully nobody gets infected. I don't think they should. There's no reason for them to. We've gotten most of that pretty much solved, but I think now is probably a pretty good time to go ahead and end for today. We do have our number crunchers fixed as well, as you saw. We have a lot of power. Total battery charge of, well, let's just say it's a lot. It's in excess of 1,000,000 HPH. Love to see it. So that's going fantastically well. We do have 7 unemployed bots. 3 in Body McBotville, and 3 in Woody McWoodville, actually. So let's, I guess just leave those guys alone for right now. I don't really have anywhere for them to go specifically, but things are looking good, folks. Our beavers up here should be happier than they ever have been. Average happiness of 47. And if we take a look at our well-being, for some reason, coffee still isn't as prevalent as it needs to be, despite us having almost 5,000 of it stored up. Campfires, rooftop terraces both need some improvements, and of course we haven't built any of these things, but we will. We'll be putting those on top of all of our barracks at some point in the future. But most importantly, the monuments are looking great. We did not get the rest of the tributes to Ingenuity built, but that's just something that takes a long time, and they've got plenty on their plate. We'll probably do that next time. Along with some of the other stuff like mud baths and motivatoriums. I know I've been talking about it forever, but I got to figure out where I'm going to put these. I'm guessing maybe the corner makes the most sense. I think I'd said that before a little bit, but that's probably the least disruptive place to put them. We do already have the power in place right here in these corners to just have it come down behind on a path. But like I said, that is going to be a next time thing. We have so much left to accomplish, but we're making good strides. And, importantly, the train tracks that I've put in, I'm pretty sure are pretty much all built. We just have to connect the pieces. Well, okay, minus this corner they can't really get to. But we are one step closer, friends, to trains connecting our middle ring here. And then maybe eventually top to bottom we'll have some sort of other lines crisscrossing. But that's going to be it for this one. As always, I very, very much appreciate your support and all of the comments and everything. I do always read them. Can't always respond and don't normally get to respond to everybody, but I do always read all the comments. So if you have any questions, concerns, etc., just want to say hi, offer suggestions, always open and always appreciated. Also want to recognize the Beard Boosters and their contributions, making it possible to keep doing this fun stuff and keeping the chancel. Yeah, no, this is not a church. Keeping the channel sponsor free and no VPNs or bad mobile games advertised here. Just a whole lot of fun and just enjoying each other's company. And that's the way I'd like to keep it. And those are the folks that make it possible. So big thanks to them and to you as well for being here and joining us. So I hope whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your day, you have a fun and a safe time. And we'll see you back again soon for more Timberborn fun and also more penguins tomorrow. Go check the second episode of that if you haven't already. Having lots of fun in there. Yep, that's it. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.